Her voice crackled through the phone like background static, distorted, yet unmistakable. Then she laughed. Not nervously, not out of guilt. Freely, almost joyfully. And in that moment, something inside me didn't shatter. It simply shifted. Like a cog locking into place. I was in Mike's garage, nursing a beer, surrounded by old friends and idle conversation. Meanwhile, my wife was casually discarding 15 years of our life together like they meant nothing. And she sounded liberated, almost smug. "Good for you," I replied, evenly, maybe even warmly. Mike didn't catch the call. No one did. But I think they felt the change in me. A subtle switch. I lingered for another hour, cracked a few jokes, then drove home slowly, deliberately. When I stepped through the front door, she was waiting. Still dressed like the villain in her own story, arms folded, wearing that smug little grin she always pulled when she thought she'd won. But when her eyes darted around and saw what was missing, that grin twitched. The safe? Gone. The deeds? Gone. The hard drives? Also gone. She thought my silence was laziness. She used to tell me I was too quiet for my own good. I let her believe we'd met when I was some broke tech guy with a dream and a garage full of prototypes she couldn't even pronounce. A logistics algorithm that turned split seconds into millions. She laughed when I tried to explain it, until the checks rolled in. Then she beamed like she'd always believed. I made her my partner, in life and in business. Put her name on 40% of the company. Set her up as co-founder. Let her charm the clients while I built quietly in the background. She loved the spotlight. I preferred the shadows. Before we hit our second anniversary, we'd cleared our first million. Bought a lake house. Had a daughter. Built a life that looked perfect on Instagram. But the silence she once adored turned into a void she needed to fill, with secrets. I didn't catch her in the act. Not exactly. I caught the awkward pauses, the fake giggles when her phone was on speaker, the deleted texts with mismatched call logs, the solo business trips that popped up out of nowhere. She changed her passwords. Forgot birthdays. Guarded her phone like it was sacred. I didn't confront her. I observed. Every lie was a loose thread, and I pulled, patiently, until the whole tapestry unraveled. She didn't just want out. She wanted to gut me on the way down. Still, I never raised my voice. Never begged. I acted, quietly, legally, completely. Years before, I'd created a shell company in secret. I restructured ownership, reclaimed the intellectual property under that entity, and shifted all patents and code back into my hands. She never read the original IP contract. Too bored. Too distracted. I rewrote the server systems, rerouted vendor agreements, moved capital. By the time she sold what she thought was our business to her new boyfriend, all that remained was a logo and outdated code. She got $40,000 and a pending lawsuit. He got served with a cease and desist. I kept the real company and sole custody of our daughter. When the legal documents landed at her new apartment, I met her in the lawyer's office. She looked smaller without the heels. More unsure. Angry. Lost. "You moved everything behind my back," she said. "No," I replied. "You signed it away the moment you stopped reading. You tricked me." I leaned forward. "You assumed I'd be too heartbroken to think. That was your mistake." She cried then. Not for me, for herself. The apartment she abandoned? I sold it right after the custody agreement was finalized. Bought a modest home near my daughter's school. Simpler. Quieter. Mine. Her car? Repossessed once the shared business credit line defaulted. She tried to refinance using my name. My attorney took care of it. Her new boyfriend? Left her weeks later. Turns out betrayal isn't a solid foundation for business or relationships. Especially when the empire you thought you bought is just a name with nothing behind it. She came back once. No drama. No crowd. Just knocked on the door like someone selling religion. I miss her, she said, voice low, eyes glassy. You had her, I answered. You picked something else. She looked around at the new place, realizing she didn't recognize this version of our life. The one she threw away. She asks about you, I added. Sometimes I tell our daughter, Mommy's figuring things out. She reached for my hand. I didn't move. So she pulled away. Last I heard, she moved to another state. Took a job in sales. Still chasing shiny distractions. Still running from the silence she couldn't handle. As for me, I walk my daughter to school each morning. Make her breakfast. Teach her how to read contracts. She'll never sign away her value out of trust. At night, once the house goes quiet, I sit with the silence. It doesn't frighten me. It never did. It's the place where I've built everything meaningful. And sometimes, when I close my eyes, I still hear her laugh from that call. That careless, confident tone. It echoes, but it always fades. I don't need revenge stories. I lived mine. And the best part? I never raised my voice. I just raised the stakes.